Have somehow found myself behind the wheel of a right-hand drive NSX Type R, but the right-hand drive just gives you more of that kind of JDM feel, makes the car feel so special. It feels so freaking good. Guys, it is about 12:30 or 1 a.m. right now. I don't even know. We are on the freeway in upstate New York on the way to Connecticut for the weekend. We're going to an event called Turtle Invitational. We were originally supposed to go to the bridge in the Hamptons as well, which is supposed to be an incredible event, but unfortunately there's heavy rain, so that got canceled. Now, our day tomorrow is kind of open. Usually on these car trips, things happen. You never know if what you're going to go for is going to happen or not, but something always ends up happening. So, you know, that area is full of crazy cars, full of stuff. So I still have a feeling we're going to see something. We're going to do something tomorrow. So right now it's 1 a.m. We're going to keep driving, and hopefully tomorrow we'll find something cool to do, but follow along and let's see. The car we're doing this road trip in is a very special one. This is the E46 M3 CSL. Honestly, one of my favorite cars to drive. It's so raw. Even though there's no manual, I still don't really have a problem with this SMG transmission. But in North America, this car is so rare. It was never actually sold here. A few have made it to Canada because the car is 15 years old already, so it's importable to Canada. But in the US, they're not importable yet because the rule here is 25 years. So this is going to be one of very, very, very few cars currently in the US. We're driving it. The car only has like 8,000 kilometers when we left. We're doing about 2,000 kilometers over a weekend. So it'll be really, really cool to see how this car does. But, you know, the lightweight version of the M3, you know, carbon roof, carbon everything. It drives totally different than a regular E46. So we've arrived in Connecticut early morning. I was too tired to film right as we got here. But this is actually a complete coincidental lineup. So when we got here, there was this E34 wagon, this E39, not an M5, but still pretty cool. And then we parked the CSL right behind them. Street parked, classic BMW lineup. Super random, super cool, interesting. Okay, so like I said, one thing got canceled and I was sure something cool is gonna happen, and here we are. I have somehow found myself behind the wheel of a right-hand drive NSX Type R. I've driven NSXs before, never driven a Type R, never driven a right-hand drive one. So this is gonna be interesting. We're following the M3 CSL, which we drove here. I haven't driven a right-hand drive car probably since like October of 2022. But man, the NSXs, like I always say, they feel so freaking good. I mean, for a car that's over 30 years old now, I don't know, this one's probably just under 30 years old, but it feels so much more tight than any other supercar, sports car from that time. That like it feels as well built as a modern car. It doesn't feel like the car's gonna fall apart. It feels like you could drive it the way you want to drive it and not kind of risk the car breaking. So you could probably still daily drive something like this today, and you know, you're not gonna have any issues. And the gearbox on this one is, I don't know if this is a stock gearbox or not on the Type Rs. It feels a lot tighter than the regular NSX gearbox. I've only driven a 91 and 92 before, so first years, you know, I'm sure they made improvements over time. But the right-hand drive just gives you more of that kind of JDM feel, makes the car feel so special, like something so different, whereas the other one was a little more calm. This just, it feels so freaking good. We're driving in the rain, so we got to be a little careful, but the car still handles so nice. Like the point of view, the steering wheel, everything, the shifter looks so cool. Holy crap. And in this red too, like what? Didn't think this was gonna happen today. This is the NSX Type R that we drove. The white wheels, red, like looks so freaking good. Right-hand drive. What a freaking car. It's so tight, feels so good. These cars are too cheap for what they are. This has been a pretty interesting weekend. Most stuff got canceled. We were trying to make it to a Cars and Coffee in the Hamptons today. Weather was horrible, so finally we're at a car event. We're at Turtle Invitational. As you can see, there's a ton of cars around here. I don't even know what's here. I literally just got here. We have the CSL right there. There's a Z8 too. Let's walk through and see what's here. Quattro, the CSL, Z8 with the hardtop on, and then there's a Ferrari 512 BBI there, and I think next to that is a 250, I don't know, I think it's a GT or something like that, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, let's walk around. We get the 512 BBI. I don't know, like I said, I don't know too much about these really old Ferraris, but here the one car that really interests me is the Volvo P1800. I'm a big Volvo fan. I have two Volvos, so such a cool car to see. Once in a while, you still see them driving around. And then I really like this Rolls Royce right here in this red. Like, you always see them in like black, silver, whatever, boring colors. Red with kind of the matching accent on the wheel. And then we saw this at Miller Motor Cars, the 6-wheel drive Defender. A very, very nice car. You know, these are known for being rugged as it is. So with 6 wheels, it's already more than that. A lot of classics here, but let's walk over there with all the supercars. So we're kind of at the supercar section of this event, which is not that big, but there's some pretty cool cars here. Oh wait, first gen Superleggera Gallardo. You know, back when not every manufacturer had a track version of their car, it was kind of special to see something like this. New Ford GT Heritage Edition. Across from that, Aston Martin Vantage, Ferrari 275, and I think that's a DB5. Now, what a badass car to drive on a rainy day like today. Black Carrera GT with black wheels, black interior, completely blacked out. What a crazy, crazy car. Starting to see them a lot more, kind of getting driven. The people that are buying them now aren't people that are just going to let them park. They're people that want to actually drive them and enjoy the kind of driving experience they have to offer. So, you know, they're going to the right hands, which is very, very nice to see. And this is the one we drove yesterday, the NSX Type R with right-hand drive, white wheels. I mean, I can't believe how tight this thing feels. And yesterday I was talking that I think it might be stock. I wasn't sure. This car is 100% stock. The shifter, everything felt so short, so tight. Like, the car is perfect. It's on old tires too, and it's still handled amazing. Next to that is this green Ferrari F8. I don't know if it's a common color on these or not. We've seen one of these in California before, so it might be the same car. It was around Car Week, so very likely. Then a McLaren GT, but next to that is this Heritage Edition Ford GT, the 06 car with the Golf livery. What a cool car to see. You know, you really do see a lot of them like tungsten gray and stuff, but not a lot in the Heritage Edition. They're worth significantly more than the regular ones. And then across from that, we have an interesting lineup of 500Es, you know, Evo 190Es, Evo 2s. Let's go take a look at them. So, if you guys play Gran Turismo, you know this car, the Evo 2 with the big wing, like homologation special car. We actually looked at one of those at Car Week outside of the Mercedes booth like a month ago. There was one of them there. You really never see them. They're probably worth at least 300,000 to 400,000. So rare. And I think it got driven here, which is really epic to see. Next side is a bunch of 500Es. I'm not gonna lie, don't know too much about them, but again, it's kind of like before there was AMG, there was something like this, from at least my understanding. So whereas I'm not a big expert into these 500Es, a lot of these older AMGs, I do know a lot about these. So this is the Black Series SL65, the V12, whereas the normal car came as a convertible. This one's a hardtop only. You can't take off the top, a lot stiffer, a lot more aggressive. 670 horsepower, I believe, was a regular one, had about 621. And yeah, it's just so rare. I think limited to 250 or 500 units. They started disappearing. They're going up in value. Black Series only comes along, you know, once every 5-6 years. They don't make a Black Series all the time. Most recent was the AMG GT Black Series. Before that was like the SLS. So this is a very special car. I think it's the only V12 Black Series ever made. So, you know, what a rare car to see. You kind of forget they exist, but when you see them, you get really surprised. So here's actually this really, really clean Carrera 4 993, last air-cooled 911, obviously. And here's, of course, a car you see in every significant car event. You'll see at least one of these, but usually they're silver, they're black. Very cool to see it in this kind of like flat gray, this 300 SL with the red interior. It's got the luggage in it too, matching wheels as well. What a good looking car. So this is a car that we saw in the list of cars. We didn't really know what it is. I still don't really know what it is, but Corvette ZR2, apparently some sort of prototype. Don't really know what's the difference between this and a ZR1. And then more up our alley right here is a 991 Speedster, white, carbon ceramic brakes. One of 1956 made, I believe. Such a cool car, pretty much a manual GT3 RS, no wing, convertible. I don't know why these cars are not going up in value more than they are already. Such a rare car and kind of the perfect combination of what you're going to want in a 911. Okay, so the event's pretty much over. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a little more to film this weekend, so it might be a bit of a short video. But yeah, it's starting to rain. We got to drive the M3 CSL about 7.5 hours back to Toronto. So we got to go do that before the rain gets too bad, and also so we don't get back too late.